Hello everyone, welcome to WordPress tutorial part 1 that I will show you about how to install WordPress project in our computer. So as you know, WordPress is a free source that we can download and install free. No need to pay something, right? So for install WordPress, you need to go to the Google and write WordPress download, and then you go to WordPress.download WordPress.org, or you can download anything as you want, right? So now you have a storage page, and then you click download WordPress, right? You click shell, right? Wait a minute until our downloading is completed. So it is the WordPress, right? So now it is complete. So you go to download folder, and then you go to this one. You extract, right? Extract file. Okay. You extract already. You have to copy this file to put your JavaScript, your folder that your command is going on, right? Okay. Wait until it finishes instruction. So as you know, WordPress it is easy that we can find other free template for we do the website something else, and it's easy to custom. But some of it is mostly use a PHP command, PHP code to write. So in HTML, some students don't know how to install it and how can we use it. So now we start to install WordPress, and we start customize for the next part of the tutorial. But the first part we just to learn about how to install it and how to use it, right? Okay, so it is nearly complete. So after it complete, you copy it, it posts it to try say folder. So for the WordPress, make sure that you have a warm or sham, right? Sham or warm as you want, right? But for me, I use sham because my warm it is complete with the sky, so I use warm sham. So if you use sham, you have to run sham control panel, and then you run only service Apache and MySQL. So you run only 2D service. About the FileZilla and Microsoft, we don't use yet, so we no need to run. So we just run only two command, right, or two service, right? So now we start already, right? So now you go to show now I test it is work or not, right? I test first. I put localhost. So my port is 8040. Localhost, okay, it worked, right? So now my WordPress here. So I copy here WordPress, right? Copy. I put in dry C, sham, and I put 80 dot, right? So I put paste here, right? Sham. So after you copy paste in 80 dot already, you go to your web browser, right? Paste already, okay. Here it is the file WordPress that we need to install, right? So the first, you make sure that you have download WordPress, and then you copy a file that you have. You have to extract file that you have download, and you copy file it to paste in 80 dot in jam, and if in warm you have put in okay, sorry, in warm you can put it in outside, right? Put it outside here. But about in SAM, you have to put 80 dot in folder 80 dot, 80 dot, right? Okay. So now I pass my file that my folder that I have downloaded already. So now I go to the browser. And then I go to localhost WordPress, right? Localhost WordPress. So we install on the web browser. We just copy a folder that we have to download, folder of WordPress that we download. So we copy into drive C, and in folder SAM, and then in folder 80 dot. So we paste in folder 80 dot. So we paste here because our WAM or SAM port is 8040, so we need to run. So it is a start to install, right? So I note it for you to make sure you clear. The first one, to install WordPress, installing WordPress. The first, you have to need download, right? Download WordPress folder WordPress. Okay, download. You just to write WordPress download, and second, you have to extract zip file, and the number sort, you have to copy file WordPress to drive C SAM 80 dot 80 dot 80 dot cs 80 dot, right? 80 dot cs, right? Number 4, you have to go to browser, right? Go to browser and write localhost slash folder name. It is a folder of WordPress. Folder name also WordPress that you copy paste in 80 dot. And about the localhost, it can change, like if you use port 80, you no need to write something like me, right? Like 8040, you no need to write. You just write localhost slash WordPress. It works. But for my SAM, it is I choose a port 8040 because a port 80 it is complete with the sky, right? So now I choose port 80, right? And folder name, it is folder of project WordPress. So my project WordPress, my folder project WordPress name, it is a WordPress. So I just localhost 8040 slash WordPress, right? After that, it is a start to install, right? Okay, so it have a lot of language for you choose, right? But mostly we use choose English because we use English, right? Choose English. So right here, right, so step 4, right? That is go to browser, localhost, folder name. So I go to browser, localhost, and then folder name. It is my project folder name, right? So you enter. Okay, it's work here. So now I choose here, it is English. So you click button continue. Okay, and database name. Okay, see this is a mistake. Okay, database name, database username, database password, something else. So for this one, you have go to folder refresh, and you go to web config, right? Web config sample, like this one. Web config sample, and you change database name, username, define database name here, right? Okay, so you have to create one database for installing. So I go to localhost 8040. I need to create one database for my WordPress project, right? So you go to PHP admin, wait a minute, it is slow. Okay, so you go to PHP admin, you have to create new database. So I put it WordPress project, right? Put this WordPress project. So I put word, okay, WO word project. Okay, I put word project. Okay, word project. So word project is a database used for WordPress project. So I copy a name out database, and I go to pass in here, right? Web config sample here, right? You go to change something here in this file, wp/config or trace or config sample. So you have to change here database name. You put database name here. You put my database name and the username here. We don't have database user. We don't have. We drop here. And about share, we don't have password, we don't have. And about localhost, we put 8040, right? If you use port 80, you no need to put here. But for me, I change my port so that I need to put here 8040. Okay. So you save, and then you go to WordPress and you click let's go. Right? Let's go. So database name. Okay, now our database name it is as we saw before, WordPress project, username, don't have, password, don't have, localhost, sub or 8040, right? 8040, and by the prefix it is WP. So prefix it is table prefix. I mean when we create the table, it is give the prefix before start of the table. So now I put my table WP WordPress underscore, right? Okay, that means WordPress table. So I click submit. Okay, it's work. Wait a minute. So as we create before, our database don't have username and password. And about the database source, it is 8040, and the table prefix we can change as we want, right? Okay, for after it installs successfully, and we show you clearly about what is the table prefix, make you understand more about the table prefix. And about the database host, it is the host part that database and about the username and password is it is username that belong to a database and password also. So it have a command as before here, database name, the name of the database you want to use with the WordPress, right? If you want, we create here, it is database for user WordPress, we put the word project, right? And about the username, your database username, and about the database password, and database host, it is you should to be able to get this information from your web host. Its local host does not work, right? Okay. And about table prefix, It is if you want to run a multi WordPress installed in a single database, change this, right? Okay, so this one that means if we have 2 or 5 projects of WordPress, and for the first project we use a database WordPress project. So, and the second we use a database WordPress project, and until 5 we use a WordPress project too. So we can use in one database, but we have to change a prefix of the table, right? We have to change because our database, when we use one database, we just to change something that are different, like table 1 it have a table prefix WP, and table 2 it have a table prefix PW something else, and table until table 5 it is table FWP underscore something else, and all these table it is stay in one database. It is a word project, one database, and there are 5 projects that access to one database, but it have a table prefix are different, not the same. Okay, it take a long time for this step. Wait, because it's slow also. So make sure that you work it step by step for installing WordPress, right? Okay, this work we have table database in here. Install it. It is table. So it is WordPress. It is a table. It is a database that we use with the WordPress project. So wait a bit, it's too slow. Minutes is a show. A single database changes. So it took a lot of for a long time. Why? Too slow. So you have to create the first. You have to download, right? A review for you again because it is too short, too slow. The first you have to go Google and you write WordPress download, right? Okay. Now it's work. I don't show something. Okay, too slow. Wait a minute. Wow, shit. Continue step 4. Slow. And when you go to step 2, you just to click next. You can complete information that it provide, right? And you just click next. It is finished. That is easy for install WordPress. But for my computer, it is too slow. I don't know why. It is maybe full space. It looks too short, right? Okay. So now I just review it because it's too slow, not yet to show. So first you have to Google and write WordPress download, and then you go to WordPress download /org, open text. Wow. And then you click download. After you download, it will show in folder your downloading in folder this one, right? Download. And after that you have to extract zip file to simple folder, and you copy this folder to put in your drive C, sham and htdot, right? After you copy paste in here already, you go to your browser, right? You go to your browser and you write localhost 8040, right? 8040. That is because I changed my port, but if you use port 80, you no need to write 8040. You just a localhost / folder project name. My project name WordPress. Okay. You just right here, you're gonna start install WordPress, right? And you click complete information that it requires, and you click to next. It will work, right? Okay. So now it's too slow, I don't know. So now you just to click continue. You press we got it. Okay, we go to use this information, create a WP config, and sometimes we got it. Needs more, we got it. Let's go. Database name, the first project as before, username, then have your database password, localhost, we put 8040, and then we put WordPress and you click submit. I mean, our database don't have username and password, but about the table prefetch, it have more table prefetch. But for this step, it takes for a long time, so don't halfway, just wait it. Addition verb. Arrow prefix must be not empty. Okay, now for default prefix I put already. Default prefix not empty. Okay, I put project. I put project. Okay, submit again. Wait a minute. 2. Okay, see, it doesn't work. Why? Because mostly for step 2 it have a nickname more, but step I done my computer is too slow, so it doesn't show something here. Why? Error table prefix must be not in T. I don't know. So I show you about some document guideline where. So the first you have go to this website and download. Okay, you download. After that you have to extract. Okay, you have to extract, and then you have extract. After you extract, you get this folder here. Why? After you extract, you get this folder, and then you copy this folder to pass in folder warm www or zam 80 dot something here. Right? So you go to pass here, and then you go to your browser and write localhost / folder project. So it will show this one, right? Okay, after that you have click to continue, choose English, continue, and then you have to click to go, but make sure that after you have to before you click to go, you make sure that you have a database name, right? You have to create the database for our project. So you create your database. After that you complete your database, you put your username, password, localhost, something here, right? And then you already, and then it is well done. It is well done, right? It is work already. So now I try again. So now I put my name, Tansari, and password. It's work or not? Make sure that it is work. So I put Shari. So I put localhost. I put here up web project. Okay, I put here. So I click submit. still work. So as I showed you before, you just click here and you put here, you input. So after it submit, it will finish your work. So you can develop or you can doing something. So this step, it is the last step to create install WordPress project, right? Okay, thank you for your watching. Maybe it is take for a long time, but it is only way to install WordPress. So you do on my step by step. You put here, and submit. After it complete as work, it will show you interface of our project. Thank you for your watching. Make sure that before you create the WordPress or install WordPress, you have to create one database for use database for store data in database. Okay, thank you for